Thanks, Minister. I held a press conference yesterday, so have already spoken about the outcome of yesterday's protests. We did see 62 arrests. It was a protest following on from the day before outside the CFMEU, where we saw violence as well. And we saw, of course, the protest on the weekend, on Saturday, a freedom rally. So we've had significant unrest in Melbourne over the last few days. Look, I certainly understand that people are fatigued. They're tired, they've got grievances and they're frustrated. But now is not the time for protest. The Chief Health Officer has still determined that there are guidelines in place that prohibit mass gatherings, large gatherings and groups of people, and the risk of the spread of the coronavirus is quite real in those gatherings. So we will do everything we can to stop the gatherings in compliance with the Chief Health Officer guidelines. We don't get to pick and choose what are the laws we enforce. I'd simply say this. I would implore, I'd plead, I'd ask, any other word that I can use to say to people who are contemplating coming in here today to protest, do not do so. You're not going to be welcomed with open arms, I can assure you of that. What is going to occur, Victoria Police have planned, we have significant tactics in place, we will be agile in our response, we will be very swift in our response, and conduct, as we've seen yesterday and the previous day, will not be tolerated. I'm not going to step through the amount of police that we're going to have on deck today. I'm not going to talk about what our tactics are. Save to say that those tactics will be different and we have significant police numbers. I do not want to be giving any context whatsoever to anybody who may be considering coming in here to engage in unlawful activity. Just in regards to what we have seen in the last few days, we've seen groups that do contain people from the construction industry, they do contain tradespeople, but they contain a range of other people. We know from what we've been monitoring that people are being encouraged to put on high-vis gear, to put on workwear, to come in under the cover of a crowd, and not necessarily tradespeople, but people who are tied up with the Freedom Rally, people who are tied up with other issue-motivated groups who seek to hide under the cover of this demonstration. We know that's occurring. So it's a very mixed crowd. It lacks leadership. And what we've seen is it's prepared to be confrontational and violent. As I said, we will take all actions that we can to stop this. I would really ask people not to come in. Now is not the time to protest. And you've seen that we have a range of crowd control equipment that we've already deployed. And I have instructed my police commanders, if that's necessary to use, then they are to use it. We will, of course, factor in the safety of all individuals because that's what we're about, community safety. But the reality is this protest can't be allowed to occur again.